Hi, this is some old Erres radio, and the complaint is that the volume does not work. So if I switch him on, it's only FM. I don't know if you can hear it. The volume does work, but on the highest volume the sound is very, very low. First we are going to remove 5 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 are missing, and we will put them in box 1. Well, this is the inside, but I can't get the lid furthermore off. I will remove these clamps, these wire clamps, and later on restore them. 5 pieces or 6, and I put them in box 2. Well, I didn't remove all, I removed only one, but these are plastic wires that you can't reuse them. So I just cut one, and I let the thing rest on some cardboard box. I'm not an experienced repairman on the radios, but it comes to my mind maybe there's something wrong with a transistor, or these elcos are degraded. The right part is only for the display, I think, and this one is the radio receiver. So we're going to remove screw 1, 2 and 3 and put them in box 3. Only removing screw 1, 2, 3 didn't work. There's another screw there and another screw there, and I put them in box 4 already. So I counted 9 E-caps, in Dutch we call it elko. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The bottom of the number is the minus connection of the E-cap. So the minus of E-cap 1 is on this side, on the bottom side of the number. The difference between the 6 and 9. 6 is marked with a dot. The 9 is marked with a dot on the other side, and the 8 is marked with a dot to not be confusing. Now I simply go to remove all those E-caps and write me down their value. We sorted all 9 E-caps and I put them in box 1, E-cap 1 until E-cap 9. I measured the value of random and they differ very much from the original value. Put out the light, put out it on. Only the 1000 microfarad capacitor, I did only have one replacement that was bad, not so good. This is capacitor 9, E-cap 9. It should be 1000 microfarad. And it's 1 millifarad, this is 1100 microfarad. So this capacitor I will use the original one. For the rest I've put a replacement in the same box and I will solder it into the PCB. I forgot to tell before the replacement, I measured the 9 E-caps, and these are the values, the capacity and the voltage in Dutch. E-cap is elko, capaciteit, and spanning, capacity and voltage. I then resoldered all capacitors with some wires I had before disconnected. I have to resolder them also here, and I have to cut the wires of the E-caps. Know how to resolder the wires I had disconnected. I made some pictures. This one, you're looking now on my monitor. I disconnected, so these two black and this. I can say more about the white colored one. And the other capacitor was between this and this. I disconnected the yellow and the orange, and I have to reconnect it now. I tried to be smart. I had to disconnect 3 wires from the one of the E-cap side. So I think I put a tire wrap to it. It was a very nice solution. But then, unfortunately, my heating solder, whatever you call this thing, fuck. I disconnected the wire of the mechanical radio tuning. With an experiment, I get the rope from this ring and I put them together and I glue them together with my soldering iron. I don't know if it will keep the strength, but we will try out. The wire was that tired, there was so much strength on the wire I couldn't wrap it around, so I removed this clip that holds it. Then I removed the thing, put the wire on it, put it back, but suddenly it snapped again. So, well, what to do about it? This gluing together doesn't is resistant to this mechanical strength. But before trying to repair this, we first want to test if the radio is working again. So these 3 parts I removed, I put them in box 5. The wheel, the cylinder and the clamp. Before any further testing, I want to know how the rope is going. It starts from a feather, you call a spring. It goes along here. I don't think how many times. If I take it out a little bit, it's difficult to see. But anyway, from this side it goes along this gear or ring, and then it's 1, 2, 3 times wrapped around the knob. Then it goes along this one to the dial, and this one, and then it goes back to this one. And this wire goes 1 times around and goes to the spring. Okay, let's leave it, we'll put it back. I put the wire back, and now we will try the radio to see if it is working. So I have to draw this wheel to act the tuning of the radio. Before testing, I show you all the E-cap replacements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm missing something, but whatever. This is the only one. I kept the original, and the other 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Where is the fucking 8? Is there? Yes. I put the radio in the FM choice, put it on, volume in the middle. I didn't test it before, it's just my first test to see if it works. I think 50% chance that it works. Let's put it on. Hey, look.
Om min of meer niet te...
I'm very happy that the recap of this radio really works. This is the first time I did this, but it's wonderful. But now I got myself a problem about cutting that wire. It's so stupid, but I will try to have a solution to find it. The owner of this radio was very attached to it, so it has some emotional value. But he also gave me some same type of radio that was also defective, and he said you can use this as a spare part. So maybe I can get that wire out of this radio to put it in this radio. We will give it a try. I will put all the screws I take out of this spare one. I will take it into box 24. In box 23 I put the screws, the outer screws of the body of this spare radio. Before trying to use this spare wire, I try to do another attempt to repair it using adhesive tape to put both ends near together, and I will try to connect them. I'm just trying to slightly from both sides until it looks nice. I will try to find out the routing of the wire. It starts with spring, gets out in the lane 1, it goes all around, and then it comes back here in lane 1, going to lane 2. Lane 2 is going here around, this, and it returns as lane 3. And that lane 3 on the other end ends here. That's how it works, I think. Just by experiment, I tried some heat shrink tubing. I don't know, I'm sure it's not strong enough, but I will try. As I expected, it is not strong enough. Tried a longer heat shrink tubing. Let's try if this works. I then give it another try using my solder iron to try to melt them together, and it seems quite strong, so we'll check. I did add some heat shrink tubing, but I don't think I will use that. Well, I finally got it all in place. I have to move this shrink piece, and I accidentally, this wire is on the wrong side, so we have to resolder the wire so it's outside this wire. Before closing the lid, I put a little instruction what I have done on this radio, and also where you can find this video on YouTube. While enjoying my favorite beer, this case is closed. So finally I put it all together, and when it's off, sometimes you hear some click on the speaker. I think it must be one of the other of that big capacitor or some other equipment, but that will be very difficult to find. But anyway, if I switch it on, it will work. Well, for now, this is the end result of a product of a repair cafe in Dalfsen in the Netherlands, and thank you for watching it.